T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Hello?
There we go. I'm here. Oh, there's no countdown. So here we go, everybody. It's the Aftershock XL Network, and you're listening to Steve Grillo here with Miss Elegante, the fabulous
Miss
Elegant. Miss Elegante. It's not Elegante anymore.
Miss Elegant. You keep saying the same wrong word. Miss Elegant.
You sound so much better tonight. You don't have an echo?
Get the name right. Miss Elegant.
Miss Elegant. Okay. Well, no problem. Anything for you, Miss Elegant. How's that sound?
What is that?
I said anything for you, Miss Elegant. How does that sound?
Sounds wonderful. Keep going.
Okay, cool. So I just we're here. We tried this last night, and we had a little bit of technical difficulties, and we're back stronger than ever. We're on point to make everybody happy and appease all the people that are your fans. You are a wonderful, most amazing person, and people just love to hear whatever you have to say. And we're here doing a Q&A on the Aftershock XL Network. Please make sure you go and like, subscribe, share everything, because if we want to keep doing this, we need to have numbers. And if we don't have numbers, we don't have Miss Elegant. So we have to get our stuff together. We're going to be auctioning off the Fogel shirt, the FOGLE shirt, soon. But you're not going to be eligible for the auction unless you have subscribed to the Facebook fan page, to the YouTube page, to the iHeartRadio, to the Apple podcast. And once we realize that you are a true fan and you subscribe to all the Aftershock XL outlets, everything that we have, and you shared it, then you will be eligible for the auction of this very famous T-shirt from this very wonderful human being. Everybody, you've been waiting for her. It's Miss Elegant. And she is on the phone waiting to take your questions. Okay, here we go. We got one right away. It's Mark V. Miss Elegant, what is your favorite memory from your childhood?
And that call is coming from Mark V?
Yes, the man, his name is Mark V. What's your favorite memory from your childhood?
Mark V, thanks very much for your phone call. I wish I had a picture to see what you look like. I hope you don't look like you're in a state that would make me think that you are putrid, pathetic, or pitiful. I hope you're not in that kind of state. And one of my fondest and best memories is the upbringing with my wonderful mama, Marilyn Adele Sachs Offen, in the way she nurtured me and nourished me and took care of me and really laid her life down for me. And the only time that my wonderful mama, may she rest in peace, was ever happy, only when I was happy. Thank you for your call, Mark V.
What did you do to make your mom happy?
Is that coming from you, Manilo, or is that coming from Mark V?
My name's Grillo, not Manilo, so you're confusing people.
All right, whatever. Don't pick on syllables.
You're more than willing to call me anything you want. I just want to make sure people...
Okay, who is the question from?
From me. It's from me.
What
did you do that made your mother happy?
Let me answer the question. All right, let me answer it. I always, to make my wonderful mama happy, I always obeyed her to the best that I could. I loved her and told her how much I loved her all the times, like 100 times a day in a manner of speaking. And it worked both ways. because I was so attached to my wonderful mama growing up until I lived with Samoff and my father when the marriage broke up, and then I was transferred. But the only time growing up, was really happy when I was in the company of my wonderful mama, because she took such good care of me and was so protective of every aspect and every phase of my life.
Was she aware of your transition? Did she know that you were on the path to becoming Miss Elegant? Like, did she have an idea? Was there any clues that you alluded to your mother when you were a child?
I was just a baby then, Grillo Manillo. I was just a baby. I was just growing up, and then I went to live with my father. Are you talking about 60 years ago? What are you talking about? It's 65 years ago, 62 years ago.
Okay, we have another question. It's 270 in the box. That's his online name is 270 in the box. Is Elegant still driving that busted up car around Queens?
That's question is from you or from 270?
No, 270 in the box wants to know if you're still driving that busted up car around Queens.
Wow! Wow! That was terrific, 270 in the box. It appears that 270 in the box has 1 foot in the box and 1 foot out. He's got 1 foot in and 1 foot out. I would think that 270 in the box literally is be classified and categorized as a myoepithelioma victim. That's MYO. Let me get it right. MYOEPITHELIOMA, myoepithelioma victim. It's by the way, gentlemen, you can go to any medical dictionary. It wouldn't be in Funk and Wagnalls or in Webster's Unabridged. Go to any medical dictionary. Myoepithelioma is a malignant and metastasizing tumor in the sweat glands, and I'm categorizing, classifying 1 foot 270 in the box as a myoepithelioma victim. By virtue, and it's cancer of the sweat glands, by virtue that I believe, and I'm practically sure I'm right, that I called them that because the sweat glands, when it has cancer, it is S&S. It's a stench and stunk. It's a stench and stunk of a stank of the body. And I have a feeling that 270, when he referred to the box, meaning he's going to be in the box with a stunk and stank and stench. And the car from Queens, it was burned a long time ago. It was in a major accident, and it was burned. It was in a major accident and burned. You like when I say bind, like when I say Stein, as in Howard Stein, I'm mocking Stein and mocking the word bind, and it was bind. Get off the line, 270, and get both feet in the box.
Did you bind it because you were hiding evidence?
Now, every time you follow up on this, Grillo Manillo, you got to say, is that coming from you or is that coming from another caller? Don't confuse it.
No. I will always announce the caller when it's time for the caller. So that was
okay. So that's coming from. Okay. It was bind to conceal the evidence, but didn't you want to ask what evidence?
Oh, sure. I can't imagine what it was, and I can't wait to hear it.
Okay. The corpus delicti evidence. The dead body evidence. Next caller.
What's up, Noah? What do we got? Okay, this is from Troll INU. I don't know if it's in you. Troll INU. Is Miss Elegant still in contact with Arnold Martin of the Funny Store?
And who is that from, sir?
It's from Troll. It just says Troll, INU or in you. Maybe troll in you, like someone's trolling in you.
Grillo, are you saying troll or shroll? Enunciate the letters better. Shroll or troll?
Troll. TROLL. And then the next letter is in you. So troll in you.
Okay, and he wants to know if I'm still in contact with Arnie Martin from the Funny Store?
Yes, correct.
Thank you. Thank you, Troll. I-N-U, in you. In you. I'm trying to figure, in you. Does that mean in you that you have something in you that is causing you to be a hunchback, a hydrophobic, hypoglycemic, hemophiliac, a hunchback, hydrophobic, hypoglycemic, hemophiliac? That's HEMOPHILLIAC, hemophiliac. And the answer to it is that Arnie Martin in the funny store, his funny store went up in a blaze. It went up in a blaze. There is no more funny store. It went up in a blaze.
Was it Jewish lightning? Was it Jewish lightning?
I didn't say that.
I'm asking.
I said it went up in a. I said it went up in a blaze. Don't ad lib into Miss Elegant. Right. It went up in a blaze, and Arnie Martin, after the joint went up in a blaze, he took all the insurance money, and he's now living a very happy life in San Diego, California, relaxing on the beaches of San Diego, and we're in constant contact with each other.
I love to hear that. Okay, so we have another person here. His name is Sergeant Pecker. So he must have.
That's great. Stop for a minute. Stop. I was at the beginning, Sergeant. What's happened, Sergeant?
Sergeant Pecker. He's always at attention.
Sergeant Pecker, always at attention. Yes, what's the question, Sergeant Pecker?
Okay.
Always at attention.
Are you always Miss Elliott, or does Miss Elliott, the gangster, come out every once in a while? That's the question. Are you always Miss Elliott? I know you don't want to be called Miss Elliott, but this is the question. Are you always Miss Elliott or Elegante? Are you Miss Elegante or Elegant? Sorry, Miss Elegant, the gangster. Does she ever come out?
Grillo, Manilo, do me a favor. You read the question two different ways, and Noah can authenticate the authenticity of what I'm saying. Start again. Read the question word for word the right way, please. The way it's printed out. You read it two different ways.
Well, because I'm trying to respect you, so I'll read it the way they wrote it, and you can deal with it.
Yeah, read it exactly. Don't do any respect.
Okay,
don't do any. Don't do me. Hello. Don't do me any favors. Read it the way they wrote it.
I don't want to do you any favors. Here you go. Are you always Miss Elliott, or does Miss Elliott, the gangster, come out every once in a while?
Okay, and that is from Sergeant who now?
Pecker.
Pecker or Gepper?
Pecker, like in between your legs, Pecker.
That's great, Manila. You're terrific with your ad-lib. That was great, Manila. Okay, so thank you, Sergeant Pecker. What a terrific Sergeant. You are great. Wow, Sergeant Pecker. To come up with a question like that, I would have to say recently you had been lobotomized. Lobotomized. That means a lobotomy victim. You know what a lobotomy victim is, Sergeant Pecker? You know what that means? That means the frontal. That's Frontal. The frontal lobe in your brain had an incision, a deep excision and incision. You've been lobotomized. I didn't say sodomized. I said lobotomized. And, Sarge, the reason you had been lobotomized and a lobotomy victim, you know better than that, Sarge. You know it's only Miss Elegant, the gangster, and the girl gangster, and the girl gangster, and the sweet girl gangster who duped and befuddled and decoyed Howard Stein. Howard Stein. I gave it a Stein right between the eyes. I gave it him right down the hatch. Right down the hatch. I put Stein in the coffin and I buried him. I put Howard Stein in the coffin and I buried him. Like I'll bury you, Sergeant Pecker.
Wait. The question is, where are you going to bury the Pecker?
You're breaking up with your voice talking to the phone.
Said, where are you going to bury the Pecker? You said you were going to bury him. You're going to bury Sergeant Pecker where?
I didn't say Parker. I said Pecker, stupid. I didn't say
Pecker,
Parker.
Yeah, I said, where are you going to bury him?
Oh, I'm going to bury Sergeant Pecker right in the Bismarck, North Dakota, with the honeymooners in the honeymooner wonderful state cemetery where only all the raccoons can be buried.
Very good, very good. Great answer. So we got to, I'm sure there's a lot of people lined up to ask more questions. Noah, next question on the phone. We have Miss Elegante, Miss Elegant here on the Aftershock XL Network. You're listening to. Okay, we have another one. This is a tough name, Miss Elegant, because his name is Bob Zeno. Okay, Bob Zeno. I know you like to know everybody's name. Bob Zeno wants to know: have you seen Blunderbuss multi-part documentary on yourself? I
have no idea. You have to do that again. I don't know what you said.
Okay,
I don't know what that means. Start again.
There's a multi-part documentary on you, and it's by someone called Blunderbuss. And it says, have you seen Blunderbuss's multi-part documentary on yourself?
So let's back it up and go slow, because nobody can rush Miss Elegant. Nobody can rush James Harden, and nobody can rush Miss Elegant. So there's a Home Depot video. Home Depot.
Apparently, someone has done a multi-part documentary on you, and the man's name is Blunderbuss. And
Blunderbuss. How do you spell it? How do you spell it?
Okay, BLUNDERBUSS.
Mr. Buss, Blunderbuss. Okay.
Well, that's the person that made the documentary on you, but the person that's asking the question is Bob Zeno.
Hi, Bob Zeno. How are you, sir? What did you want to know, Mr. Zeno? If I saw your Blunderbuss documentary, the 3-part documentary on
I'm not
Miss
sure
Elegant?
if it's him. Hold on a second. I'm not sure if it's him. He's just asking the question if you saw the person who made the documentary.
Oh, I see. No, sir. Thanks for your question. It sounds like one of those questions where when a person has Ofler Weber Rendu, that's Ofler Weber, like in Scott Weber, Ofler Weber Rendu, that's cancer of the yap. Cancer of the yap. Cancer of the yap. Check it out, though. Ofler Weber Rendu, R-E-N-D-U, cancer of the yap, would ask that kind of question. No, I didn't even know that something like that existed. But Mr. Zino, thank you so much for your phone call. We're really a real big show going on. We really appreciate it.
All right, so we have another question from someone with an actual real name, and he looks like a very young, handsome young man, Mr. Matt Morano. Mr. Matt Morano wants to know, what's your favorite memory from the Howard Stern show?
All right. And how are we able to tell that this person is handsome? How did you determine that?
Well, he looks like we had some technical difficulties last night, and Magic Noah, my producer, who's the most amazing person in the world, fixed all the problems. So what I have going on right now is I have my phone that's in front of me and my computer that's next to me, and all the questions are coming up on my computer where I am broadcasting first from my phone. So I see a picture of Mr. Matt Morano. I am the straightest person in the world, but I am not homophobic enough to say when I see someone that seems like a handsome person. I can admit that. He seems like a handsome young man. I thought you would be interested in knowing that. And Mr. Matt Morano wants to know, what's your favorite memory from the Howard Stern show?
All right, sir. And thank you, handsome Matt. Handsome Matt Morano, handsome young man, says Mr. Grillo Manillo. Thank you. And there's so many, Mr. Moreno, so many of these joyous memories. It's hard. Did you want, Steve, could you ask him, can you text him or write him back and say, does he want just one, or does he want like a combination of a compilation, or a bunch of them. You just want one,
just
exactly one.
You're the one. Like I always love this question. Right now, the first thing that jumps into your head, what's the first memory? Right now, real quick. Don't think about it.
I'm not thinking about it. The first memory that comes in is when I entered the show with in the old studio, not at the at McGraw-Hill on 57th Street, between 5th and 6th Avenue. When I entered the studio, and I was with the beautiful Broco, busted out, blonde bombshell, Violet, Violetta Maliver, the Russian girl, the Russian bombshell. And as soon as I walked into the studio, I chucked, threw my attaché case to the side. I was wearing a black Capezio bodysuit, G-string style, with sheer to the waist black pantyhose, and I went right off on Stern as soon as I chucked the suitcase, and I was talking about the millions of dollars and showing my bling blings, of which were like a few $100,000, and how I was able to amass that through his show and through my fan base, and talking about all the future things that were going to be happening in the life of Miss Elegant. And I would say that was, without a doubt, my best memory. But I mean, again, you said one, and right off the skull, without thinking, that's it. But I mean, we can go down the line for years and years. We can talk about those for a couple of hours. Continue. Next question.
Yes. So I also want to mention the fact that it was a privilege to actually be there for that memory, because I remember the first time you came on, and I enjoyed your company, and I always thought you were awesome. So I just wanted to say that, because I was there for that memory, and that means a lot to me. So next question, Noah, we got something.
Well, thank you, Grillo, but I hope you didn't mix it up, because I did not say that that was my first show. Are you suggesting that was my first show, or are you saying that you were there for that show?
I was there for that show, but I was also there for the first time that you came on.
Right, okay. But that show was deep into my Howard Stern career. That was nowhere near. The one I just delineated and enunciated about was nowhere near the first show in terms of chronological sequence.
Yes. Okay, so we have another question. The person's name is, are you ready? Goober Weasel. Goober, like...
That's great. Excellent.
Goober Weasel, Miss Elegant, would like to know, what brand of light bulbs does Miss Elegant recommend? She said Elliot, but I'm going to say Elegant.
No, Grillo Manila, you did it again. I don't want you to do me any favors. I want you to read it straight the way they wrote it.
But Miss Elegant, you've yelled at me so many times. I'm afraid to say Elliot.
Hello, I'm not going to yell. I can't. Hello, I can't yell at you for reading what somebody else wrote.
I know. But Miss Elegant, I'm scared. I'm scared to say Elliot.
As long as it's not coming from you, then you got to get scared.
Not coming from me. So he wants to know, what brand of light bulbs does Elliot recommend?
Okay. So, and who is that call coming from?
And it's a Goober Weasel.
How do you spell the last name, sir?
Goober, as in Goober, Goober, Weasel, as in the little tiny cute animal, Weasel.
Oh, Goober. Like a goober, like he has in his nose, a little bit snot in his nose, a goober.
Yeah.
And
weasel,
a weasel.
Like a cute little ferret. Yeah.
Well, weasel, like Jimmy the Weasel, who wound up in the box 16 feet under.
Yeah. Like someone who's not someone, like someone who you don't trust, like a weasel.
Right. All right. This is the answer for Jimmy the Weasel, Jimmy Fox the Weasel, Jimmy Goober Fox the Weasel. Jimmy the Weasel. We're using right now the household, the family, is using the brand of, well, actually, Jimmy the Weasel. I love that name, Weasel. It reminds me so much. I wonder if you're going to have the same fate as Jimmy the Weasel. We use the same brand, Westinghouse and General Electric, that was done in a $30 million takedown and a $30 million bust and a pyramid bunko and a pyramid Ponzi bunko about 30 years before.
Okay, all right, well, we got someone else now, Miss Elegant. His name he's actually got a name, and his picture is kind of interesting. We got to set you up with some technology so you can see some of these people's pictures. But his name is Lou Sassel. Okay,
Can you say it again, please? Can you say the name again?
Like Lewis. His name is Lou Sassel, Sassle. And he said, Miss Elegant, has Steve the Creep Langford ever reached out to you since the last Howard Stern show appearance?
I don't know who that is. Who's Steve Weinberg?
Steve Langford. He was
Langford.
Yes.
Okay, you got to get these words. I know he said Weinberg.
I know.
Langford.
We'll fix these little minor interruptions, but
no
Steve
worry
Langford.
about it. Okay, so and the call again is from Steve Lang. Okay,
the guy's name is Lou Sassel. Okay,
right.
Wants to know, has Steve the Creep Langford ever reached out to you since the last Howard Stern show appearance?
Right. Okay. So, Steve, the greatest humor is when you can break yourself up. I'm trying to think of this guy's name. I'm breaking myself up. Give me Steve. One more time.
Steve Langford.
No, not him.
Lou Sassel.
All right, Lou the Noose. Lou, did you have a date recently with a noose around your neck? Lou the Noose, Sassel. Lou the Noose. All right, Mr. Noose, we can't wait to get a noose around your neck and take you to the gallows. We can't wait to strap you in, Lou the Noose. We can't wait to strap you in, put you into the gas chamber with the Noose. All right. In any event, Lou, I'll tell you, this is more fun than a barrel of monkeys. I'll tell you. In any event, Lou the Noose, Steve would be too terrified, petrified, and horrified. He'd be too terrorized and brutalized to endeavor to reach out to Miss Elegant, especially with the introduction of my new entourage over the last few years, my regular committee of the underworld, of the gangsters.
I will go on record to say straight up, they are hardcore straight OGs, and they are no fucking joke.
Yeah, and the thing about them is that they run a committee. I'll make this short and sweet. Right between the eyes, I'll give you down the hatch. Right down the hatch. Right down the hatch between the eyes. Is that it's not just them. They have an organized committee where they have like hundreds, literally like hundreds of their understudies working for them that they can put their fingers on at any time. So at any time, if they need a truckload, like a 45-foot container, like we used to sell when we did the merchandise, when we did the heist, we had 45-foot tractor trailer sealed containers. We can put a trailer load or a few trailer loads of their committee, because they're part of their committee of gangsters that can line up in the back of these trucks and fill it up right from wall to wall. That's how many people they have working under them. So we have a nice following. Following. Okay, next.
Okay, what's next? The next one, don't mention. Okay. Oh no. All right. I know the answer to this. and I'm going to ask it anyway because it's going to be controversial. So it's from Ryan, and his name is Sherman, Sharman.
What was the
And
first word you said? Hello, hello. You said it was first rioting?
Ryan, Ryan Sherman. And
Oh, okay.
Ryan, I'm gonna ask a very obvious question I know the answer to. And does Miss Elegant find Grillo attractive? Go ahead.
Wow.
Do what you gotta do, girl.
Wow. And that question is coming from
Ryan Sherman, Sharman. Ryan Sherman.
Okay, so for Ryan Sherman, thank you so much. Sherman, thank you so much for the question. My question for Mr. Sherman, for Ryan Sherman, at what point of your life, Ryan, were you diagnosed with an abdural abscess and encephalitis and Alzheimer's and dementia and Parkinson's and schizophrenia? What, are you insane? Are you senile? Are you in your second childhood? Are you foaming from the mouth? Are you comatose? Are you catatonic? Are you apoplectic? Are you epileptic? Are you an epilepsy victim? Get off the line and lay down and die the right way. Next question.
Do you remember the Alamo? This is from Beetlejuice. Do you remember the Alamo?
Who's Beetlejuice?
Beetlejuice is the person that's asking the question. Do you remember the Alamo?
What's an Alamo? I don't know what that is. What's an Alamo?
Remember the Alamo, the Texas fort that stood there and fought off the Mexican army, that they stood there and they died to protect Texas?
Is that what the Alamo is?
The Alamo. It was in Texas. Pee Wee's Herman bike was in the basement, and it was a mission that I know all this information. It's just coming. It was like they fought to save Texas, and it was a Texas standpoint. Like David Bowie. Dude, you don't know of the Alamo. It's a part of Texas history.
And who's that call coming from, sir?
Beetlejuice.
Oh yeah, right. Beetlejuice. Why in the world, Beetlejuice? I think by asking Miss Elegant a question like that, you know, I only have histrionics pertaining to the life of Elegant and Miss Elegant, and I only have an in-depth knowledge of matters that relate and pertain to nutrition and physiology and biology and the anatomical structure. So is it possible that your cerebrum and your cerebellum and your medulla oblongata has capsized, and they all of the above have to be sterilized, sanitized, and Simonized?
Yeah, you know what? I guess she was trying to test your history lesson. I do know a lot about the Alamo. I'm just not getting it out right now because I'm still reeling from the question and the answer to if you find me attractive.
Wow, I took care of that call good, didn't I?
You did a good job, young lady. So half an hour is up, and we're rolling over a little bit. So I know it's supposed to be a half hour. Do we have one more question? Can we get some one poor unsuspecting listener to come on and ask another question? Or okay, here we go. We got Dominic K. Will Elegant ever re-release its video?
Who's calling it in?
Dominic K wants to know, will you ever re-release his video. I don't know what that means. Your video, I'm assuming, with the video, is there a video in question that I'm unaware of?
What do you mean you're unaware of it? Violet dehumanizes elegant. What do you mean you're unaware of it? You could become senile suddenly? What are you talking about? You're
No,
unaware of it?
I'm Dominic K. This is the question. I don't know if this is something I'm unaware of, and the question's to you. He wants to know: will you ever re-release your video, his video, your video? Is there a video that was out there that disappeared that you can re-release? I don't know. But this is the question from Dominic K. Will Elegante re-release his video?
Domenico, Dominic, as in Domenico, the name, the Italian name Domenico, as in
Yes.
Domenico K, as in the letter K or Kay, K. Used to be a famous restaurant, K, on Queens Boulevard in Forest Hills about 100 years ago. But in any event, Domenico, it's not his, it's her, right?
Yes.
You have to take Domenico. The answer is take the scungili out of your larynx and out of your pharynx. Take the scungili. That's a dead stunken fish, so you can get the word out right. It's her, not his. And the video of a re-release, you mean you have to say it by name. Domenico, or Domenico. You got it. You mean Violet dehumanizes Miss Elegant. It can never be re-released. Never and 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 never. I will never pledge. I pledge never. And the reason is, Meninico, for the simple, unadulterated reason, is that has a lot of sexual scenes, bondage and discipline, funky, raunchy, kinky, sexual disciplinary and punishment scenes. And my life is in a different direction of holiness and righteousness and godliness. And this is not pleasing to dear God. Although, Domenico, that there was nothing really graphic, meaning there was no sexual copulation or fornication scenes. There was no fellatio. There was no cunnilingus. There was none of that really hardcore stuff. But still, even in a lightweight measure, it's not in the direction that I'm going. And also, that tape at the beginning had, it was publicizing a genius criminal heist between San Francisco and New York, and from the Canadian border to the Mexican border, that had the government baffled for almost a decade. And I'm not looking to showcase that anymore. I'm ashamed of it. I'm disgraced of that. It's a horror. I wish it had never happened. It's part of my life, so it happened. Okay. It went down. The authorities said it was the crime of the century. Let it be that way, whatever way it was, but it's not part of my life anymore. My life is based now on making the one up above as happy as I can, acts of godliness, kindness, righteousness, giving charity, giving tzedakah, giving money to the needy, doing everything that will make the one up above happy all the time so that my life and my health and my safety is protected. And if you know anything about Miss Elegant, Domenico, let me leave you with this right between the eyes. And again, down the hatch, Domenico. People that are seeing me on the Upper East Side running high caliber in G-string lingerie today, like they saw me 30 years earlier, they will tell you, all of these multi-millionaire people living in Midtown Manhattan, nothing has changed, right? My body hasn't changed. My ass hasn't changed. My legs haven't changed. My hips haven't changed. My hair hasn't changed. Nothing has changed. My voice hasn't changed. My complexion hasn't changed. My skin hasn't changed. Who can say that? Who can say that at the age of 71? From 41 to 71, there's no changes. Dear God made that happen, allowed that to happen. Only dear God, not my dedication. So I am doing everything back to please dear God. to keep this going because I don't want to do anything to endanger my life, my health, my freedom, my safety, my wonderful body, or anything, or all these wonderful things that are happening in my life every single day of my life. There's your answer, Domenico.
Praise to Hashem. No doubt you've been blessed and you've strengthened your connection with God, and we all love to see you've done that. And you sing the praises of Hashem, and I appreciate that. So we have one more question to the verbose, elegant, beautiful, wonderful, intelligent Miss Elegante. We have one more question, and it's from Mark V. And it says, Miss Elegante, Miss Elegante, have you ever used a recreational drug, and how do you feel about medical marijuana?
I'm trying to turn up the sounds here because it seems like I'm losing sound with you here. Can you hear me all right?
What's that?
Can you hear me all right? I say, can you hear me all right?
Much better right now.
Okay. Who's the question from, sir?
Mark V.
Me, like M-E?
No, V, like is in Victor.
Okay, Mark V, yes. Yes, Mark V.
Miss Elegante, have you ever used any recreational drugs, and how do you feel about medical marijuana?
Okay. Mark V, you're running over on the boys' time because the boys, meaning Grillo, Manillo, and his partners and boys, they scheduled this for like 30 minutes. So they're doing you a solid, Mark V. You better start spending all your money and getting on the XL wagon so you can bid on the shirt and do all the right things and get on the other line and the Grillo's line and all those things. Otherwise, you'll be left in the cold to die. You'll be left in the cold to die. You'll be left in the cold to die. You'll be left out in the woods somewhere. So you better go into your kick right away. They're doing you a solid. They don't have to do this for you. They're just doing you gratis right now. This is gratis. This is all gift money. This is a gratuitous gratuity to you. Hope you appreciate it. Sound like some undertaker, some embalmer they want to bury and put formaldehyde on with rigor mortis. Okay. The question, you know how.
I'll go again. Drugs. Have you ever tried any recreational drugs?
Didn't you have that answer? I mean, isn't that wouldn't that be? Let me ask you this, Mark V. I mean, with no disrespect intended. I mean, if you ask a question like that, I mean, would it be obvious, Mr. V, that you are a plemorphic Rob DeMaio, sarcoma victim? That's plemorphic. That's PLEOMORPHIC, Rob DeMaio, RHABDOMYO, sarcoma victim. It's cancer of the muscles. I mean, wouldn't you know, unless you had cancer of the muscles where nothing is moving right, none of your muscles are moving or able to move in the right direction, your muscles of your jaw, your muscles of your neck, wouldn't you know that Miss Elegant's cachet, Miss Elegant's signature, Miss Elegant's insignia is only everything natural, pristine physical conditioning, optimum health, profound physical fitness, no illness, no sickness, no cough, no toxins, nothing noxious, no toxicity, purified life, purified water, purified food, recreational drugs. What are you talking about? Are you talking about plemorphic Rob DeMaio, sarcoma victim, cancer of all the muscles of the body?
Well, there's your answer. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in tonight. Miss Elegant, you have been nothing but absolutely 100%.
Did you just say Miss Elliott?
No. Oh, my God. I'll never say that again, ever. I said okay. Miss Elegant.
All right.
I can't take getting yelled at by you anymore. I can't. I will be on point. Oh. You are she, Miss Elegant. That's it.
Right.
So right. I got you. So I want to say thank you for coming on and answering these questions. And we'll do this again because there's a lot of people that apparently weren't able to get through that are dying to ask you questions. So we can do this again when you'll come back here and you'll do your regular show And then once a week we'll do a question and answer.
Right. We'll do two shows total a week. They better go into their kick and start getting the products. Otherwise, otherwise Noah was telling me off the record he might cut them all off. He might cut them. He might do a cutoff from my life to their life, and then they'll be left in no man's land. They'll be left in God's country. They'll be left ready for the box, for the cemetery, for the crematory. They'll be left for the crematory.
So remember, everybody can get Miss Elegant. Miss Elegance, she has some merch on the Grillo's Aftershock XL website, and we're going to be doing this once a week. And Miss Elegant has her show once a week on Grillo's Aftershock XL network. We're going to be auctioning off her shirt. Once everybody, if you can't get the shirt unless you subscribe to everything. I need to get people. Me and Miss Elegant need to have numbers in order for this to make this work. So if we don't have subscribers, we don't have numbers, doesn't make any sense. We're just talking to the wall. So please share, get people to join Aftershock XL on YouTube, on Apple Podcast, on Spotify, on iHeartRadio. Go to the website, order her stuff, because her stuff is awesome, and we're going to start bidding on this shirt, the actual shirt she wore on the Howard Stern Show, signed by Miss Elegant. As soon as that, you have to qualify. You're not going to be able to bid on it unless you qualify. So we're going to be doing this again real soon. We'll come up with a schedule. And I want to thank everybody, especially you, Miss Elegant, for coming on. And I think I had a really good time with you tonight.
That's right. We all did.
Did we have a good time? This was fun?
Yes. Everybody had a lot of fun.
Okay, because we got to end it up because it was only supposed to be half an hour. We ran over a little, but we'll do this again. And I want to thank you. I want to thank Noah and everybody else that tuned in and asked questions and did all that stuff. Thank you very much. And thank you for tuning in and subscribing and liking and sharing. It means a lot to me. And there's nothing but good and better things to come. God bless Hashem. God bless you, Miss Elegant. And we'll do this again.
Okay, thank you all. Have a wonderful evening. Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye.